Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Sam Marshall's Change One Thing Challenge 2019. As agreed, it's Monday and it is 10 o'clock, so I'm going live. I'm just going to put my phone onto mute so that it doesn't interrupt us as we go. Last week I did 3 lives. Hello, whoever's just given me a heart, give me another one. I missed a picture. And we talked about focus. I did a midweek check-in and I started by laying out the rules of the challenge. So if you can, in the notes at the side of this live, why don't you let me know how you've got on? If you're on replay, please post in the group and tell me how things went for you. So my challenge is to post content every day, to be consistent, to actually provide value. Well, certainly I believe Monday, Wednesday, Friday I did that. Tuesday and Thursday I posted things up in other places, not just in this challenge. So for me, this focus has been really, really good. But today I want to talk about overwhelm. We live in a really busy society. I don't really know of anyone who hasn't got 10, 20, or even 30 different calls on their time. Those of you who know me know that I live up on the west coast of Scotland and I've been here for 2 years, and the people that I've met really illustrate to me that everybody up here has multiple jobs. And it's just the way it is. So there appear to be a lot more entrepreneurs, but actually they do 2 or 3 different things because they've got 2 or 3 different audiences. But all of this can lead to not really knowing where to start. Some of you might know that I also do coaching and mentoring, both in life and in business. And I have a particular person who phones me, I'd say almost every day. We have a very early morning conversation, ranging from 6:30 in the morning to about 8:30. It doesn't really happen outside of that. And we've been talking about changes to his life, changes to his family status. And we talked about the pile of papers that was in his kitchen that he said, I'm going to have a look at that tonight, and what I'm going to do is split the pile into 2, and I'm going to create piles to deal with. And I said, okay, do you really think that that is the best use of your time? A long time ago, someone said to me, you get a piece of paper, you handle it only once. So that means it comes in and you either deal with it by answering it there and then, or going to the people that can help you deal with it, by filing it because you don't need to do any more with it than file it away, or by shredding it because it is irrelevant to you. Now, you know that I don't show you most of my office because whilst this part looks amazing, the rest is, let's say, not quite so amazing. And if you look over this shoulder, you can see a filing cabinet with some papers on. That's actually paper for the printer and a couple of other bits of paper. But I should have taken that and I should have dealt with it. So the outcome of my conversation with my friend this morning is that he has purchased an expanding wallet, which Amazon will deliver later this afternoon, enabling him to lift up these bits of paper and file them appropriately so that he knows where to go to find them, but it's a job done. Now, this led me on to thinking about Lindsay, who was going to start to sort her bedroom out, and we talked about the Marie Kondo way of dealing with that, and she showed us a picture of her bedroom. And she posted early on she'd got intentions last Monday of getting it done, and life gets in the way. So this got me thinking really about the psychology behind overwhelm. We have things that we need to do. I believe that you need to prioritize on a daily basis what you're going to do with those things. And this is what I do. To this side of me, I have a metal filing cabinet. And on the metal filing cabinet, I have a lined pad. It's magnetic. So it just sits in easy reach. And what that allows me to do is make a list. Now, this is a very old list. I pulled it out of my should be thrown away pile. Okay. So I write out my list as I know I need to do things. And as I've done them, as you can see, I cross them off. Now, what this does is it means that you have everything out of your head on paper. So you're not going to forget anything because it's written down. And you've got an ongoing list. It will never, ever end. A to-do list never ends. But one of the first things that I was taught in administration was how to prioritize. And we used to call it the red, amber, green method. And that would be to take your list and to prioritize top urgent, medium, not urgent. And I went away, and that's been honed over a period of time. So this morning I popped into a website called Group Map that will allow me to run workshops from it and so on and so forth. And I created the importance grid. Now, it's the wrong way round for me. It's back to front, but I couldn't change the colours quickly enough this morning. So the red block here is important and urgent. The orange block is urgent but not important. The yellow block is not urgent but important. And the green block is not urgent and not important. Now, your tasks will fit into one of those four categories. As soon as I have downloaded this, I will put it up into the challenge file section. So let's examine a little bit more closely how you prioritize your tasks. Important and urgent. These are tasks that have a time limit on them. There are consequences for missing the deadline. You must ensure that you understand those consequences and have a plan to deal with them should the need arise. These tasks are critical to moving you forward in your goals. These tasks should be at the top of your list for review first thing in the morning and last thing at night. They should be actioned today. Some people will call that firefighting. In the workplace, if I got into work at 8:30 in the morning and a newsletter had to be out by 11, but I hadn't got the content for it, then I had to go and get that content, design the newsletter and get it out by the time, because everyone was expecting it. Let's look at this live this morning. You were expecting me to come on at Monday at 10 because that's my commitment to you. Therefore, all my preparation work for this live had to be done before 10 o'clock, because it's no point me doing it later on today because I'm here with you now. The next one, the orange category, is urgent but not important. So these are tasks that carry consequences if deadlines are not met. However, they're not critical to you moving forward in your goals. They do need to be reviewed daily and action taken to fulfill them if you can, but they can be moved around in your schedule. So you don't have to do orange tasks at 9 o'clock in the morning. You could do them dotted throughout the day. But the key thing about orange tasks or urgent but not important tasks is that if you don't deal with them, they will become red. We don't want more than 5% of our tasks to be red, because that means we have to deal with them now. Let's look at the yellow group, not urgent but important. These are tasks which have no consequences if deadlines are not met. The tasks, however, are critical to you moving forward in your goals. They should be looked at daily and fitted in. So they're critical to making you move forward towards those goals that you have identified for this challenge and outside of this challenge. A yellow task will move to an orange task if it's not dealt with, and that's urgent. Sorry, no, it won't. A yellow task will move to a red task, which is important and urgent. So again, you need to be able to deal with those as soon as you can, but they're not as important as a red. And our final section is not urgent and not important. These are tasks which have no consequences if the deadlines aren't met. They're tasks which are not critical to moving you forward in your goals. They can be dealt with when you have time. And we all have that. So greens are unlikely to ever move into an urgent category because they don't have deadlines. They are, however, they may become important. You might find something that is not important to you this week that becomes important to you moving forward. So what do? You go back to your list of things and you look at your list and you look at your goals and you match the two. And you say, right, what have I got to do today? I'm a network marketer, you know that. And network marketers do an awful lot of professional development, and we work in teams. One of the team made a comment probably about 18 months, maybe even 2 years ago now. And it's really stuck with us in our team. And it was, what rows my boat faster? What makes my boat go faster? She'd been listening to a review, or she'd bought the book of the Great British Men's Rowing Eights, who went to Sydney 2000, and they were just also rans. They weren't working as a team. They weren't winning medals. They were just there. And if you remember in Sydney 2000, I think it was the Matthew Pinson and Sir Steve Redgrave era, where they were just winning everything. James Cracknell as well. So I went off and I had a look into this, because when we are talking about income generating activity, we talk about what rows our boat faster. And for those of you that are interested in sustainable, dependable techniques for actually moving you forward, I've got a great website for you. It is willitmaketheBoatGoFaster.com. Let me see if I can put that in the comments here. Will it make the boat, boat, not hoat, boat go faster.com. Let's check that. Will it make the boat go faster.com? Okay. Now what that is, oh good Lord, all your comments are coming up now. How interesting. Let me just quickly go back. Hello Fiona, hello Lorraine, good morning. Fiona said, didn't completely achieve last week's challenge, but it made a dent, and that's fantastic. So I hope today's really helping you. Hello, Amanda. Hello, Joy. Right, I think I've caught up with everybody. Sorry about that. They just weren't scrolling until I typed. Interesting. So, Will It Make the Boat Go Faster is a website where they actually talk about what they did to go from Sydney 2000, where they were also runs, to Rio 2016, where they won medals, and a gold medal at that, I do believe. So if you wanted to go and have a look at that, that would be fantastic. I look with the team that I'm in. Carol and I are very close on that team, and we look at our income generating activity regularly, and we look at what are we going to do on a daily basis that will bring us closer to our goal of bringing people into our business or selling product to our business. And we apply the principles of will it make my boat go faster. So now when you see me and you hear me say that, you'll know what I'm waffling on about. I want to talk to you about two acronyms that are out there at the moment, FOMO and JOMO. FOMO, fear of missing out, and JOMO, joy of missing out. Now, advertisers out there are really clever with their wording to appeal to you, to give you a deadline that you need to respond by, so that you think that if you don't respond by that deadline, you will miss out on whatever it is that they are offering. I guess the DFS sale is one of those. You know, sale ends next Tuesday. Give it 2 weeks, it'll be on again. However, a lot of network marketers employ this psychological tactic to get you to sign up to training, early bird discounts. We've done it a little bit with Fiona in East End Connections, with our deals on come on board now with membership and you'll get it for this price. If you come on board after, you'll get it for that price. So it is a tried and tested marketing technique. There's nothing shady, dodgy or illegal in it. It is just working on this fear of missing out. But more and more now, I see people saying, JOMO, the joy of missing out. Now, why is this coming into a live on Overwhelm? Because every day I am bombarded with this training course and that training course, and do this and do that and be this and be that, make your life better, improve this, improve that. I can't be alone. But you know, if I took up every single one of those offers, I would always be doing personal development. I would always be training. I would never have time to implement what I was learning. And I certainly wouldn't row my boat any faster by doing everything that's on offer. So Overwhelm is about prioritizing the training that comes into you to really help you get to that goal. And for everyone, it will be different. So over my shoulder, can you see this picture here? I'm pointing, it's got a camera, right? I did Lindsay McGregor Inglis's vision workshop very recently, a couple of hours of an afternoon, to sit down and think about what it was that I wanted. Now, you won't be able to see that picture very well, but you can see the camera in the top right, and you can see two lines going towards it. Well, they're actually skiers. They're going downhill. And I was talking on that vision workshop about, will it make my boat go faster? And that was the nearest image I could get to will it take me downhill faster? Will it get me where I want to go? So do think about what you are going to get from a particular training. How is that going to help you move forward, whether your goal is to shed pounds? Now, I met a lovely lady at the weekend and we were talking about losing weight. So those of you that are with me for that purpose, I'd just like to say, she said, when you lose something, you try, thank you, postman. When you lose something, you try and find it. Once you've got rid of that weight, you don't want to find it again. So rather than thinking about losing weight, I want you to think about shedding weight. Because when a snake sheds its skin, it's shed for good. When a crab sheds its shell, it's gone for good. So those of you that are looking for that mindset change for you, please, you are shedding weight. Okay, sorry, back to where we were at. And I've actually completely thrown myself off course now. Never mind. We were talking about fear of missing out, the joy of missing out, and we were talking about prioritizing the training that is important for you. I then went on and looked at a little bit of psychology, because we have another saying, don't we, here in the UK, which is, doesn't time fly when you're having fun? Well, do you know what? They've done research on it, and time really does fly when you're having fun. But do you know why? It's because when you are doing something that you are actively engaged with, that rows your boat forward, that you enjoy doing, you focus 100% on that task. You are not looking for distractions, because you're in the moment and you are enjoying that moment. And you'll look up and go, goodness gracious, where did that time go? If, however, you are doing those mundane things that as business owners we all have to do but don't enjoy doing, then we are looking for distraction. We are clock watching. We are letting our mind wander to other things. So in my case, I can look out of the window and see beautiful blue skies and sunshine and go, oh, really wish I was out for a walk right now. Does going for a walk help me with my current boat rowing? Well, you could say yes, because I am looking at shedding weight, but for this challenge, it doesn't serve me. So, I want you to look at your challenge. I want you to look at how it's going, where it's going. I want you to prioritize it. And I want you to actually start thinking about those tasks in terms of what really excites you and what doesn't. Now, if you have got an important and urgent task on your list that doesn't excite you, I think we need to work on that as to how we can help you. Now, it could be that you can bring someone else in to bounce ideas off of. You can phone them, you can messenger them, you can messenger video them, you can Facebook Live them, whatever you want to do, you can bring someone in. This groupmap.com that I found this morning that I used to just create this visual grid for you allows you to collaborate. So I'll put that in the groupmap.com. Okay. It allows you to collaborate with other people. It's free. You know me by now. If I don't have to pay for it, I don't pay for it. So I haven't used it extensively, but I'm going to be looking back at that to see how it can help. So if you've got a red task, an important and urgent task that really doesn't excite you, maybe using Group Map could help you to move that forward and actually get rid of that task. Those of you that need more support on doing the reds, have you heard of the book Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy? Now, you can get that easily on Kindle. You can get it through Amazon. I read it years ago. It's a very thin book, but what Eating the Frog is about how many times have you had a task that you know is important, you know is urgent, but you've just pushed it to one side, not dealt with it, because you didn't want to, because you were scared of what the outcome or consequence was going to be. And then you were forced into doing it to find that it wasn't such a huge frog after all. When I first started network marketing 5-6 years ago, for me, it was picking up the phone and talking to people. And to a certain extent, it's a frog for me. I still don't like it. Doing this, no problem. Talking to your messenger, no problem. Talking to you face to face, no problem. But phoning you up somehow, for me, seems to be an intrusion on your time. When did that happen? And actually, if it was an intrusion on your time, I'm fairly sure you'd tell me, go away, come back later. So, the thing I love from Brian Tracy is he says, when you have your lists and you have several things in the red area, eat the biggest frog first. So there are going to be things in your red list that are bigger than others. You get up in the morning, You've looked at your list the night before, you know what your reds are for the morning, you get up, you deal with it. You just get it out of the way, whatever it is, whether it is your 10 minutes of tidying in the bedroom, whether it is making some phone calls to people that you want to have coffee with, whether it is talking to HMRC about your tax bill, whatever it is. The biggest frog is eaten first, because do you know what? Once you've eaten it, everything else is just easier. And your day is better because you've done that big thing. So we're on 24 minutes. I think I'm beginning to get into waffle stage now. So let's just recap. Overwhelm. everyone has it, daily society, family, home, work, multiple businesses, multiple calls on our time. So what we're going to do is we're going to plan. We're going to use the grid and we're going to plan. We're going to look at our tasks on a daily basis. We're going to assign priority to them, red, amber, yellow and green. We're going to work through them. We're going to congratulate ourselves when we've done that. And for this week, when you've eaten your biggest frog, I want you to come and tell me in the group. Got a deal? So thank you all for coming today. Thank you for listening. Love to hear how you're getting on. Love to hear if there's any other way that I can help you. I am now off for that walk along the canal because it's a nice day and I think it might rain for the rest of the week. And I'm going to clear my head. Those of you that join me on Friday know that I use that as part of my focus time. Tell me what else you'd like to see during the week. I will endeavour to do a Wednesday check-in. And I can't do a Friday check-in well, I might be able to along the canal, but I've actually got more training for my health walk Friday afternoon, so I may not be around, but I'll see what I can do walking along the canal on Friday. So thanks a lot for staying with me. This will be on replay later. Have a great week, everybody. See you soon. Bye bye now.